Hey everybody, and welcome to my shop. This video is titled The Future of My Channel, and that is exactly what I want to talk about today. My life has changed so much within the last year. I went from living in a tiny house in the middle of nowhere in Germany with my dog to living in the middle of LA with my wife and 2 kids and my dog. So, of course, that affects what is happening on this channel. Moving to a different country, starting a new shop from scratch allows me to have a blank page again and then rebuild what I want to do. So for the last year, I thought a lot about what is it that I really want to do. And to help myself figure it out, I went back on my YouTube channel and looked through all the things that I've done. I've been doing YouTube for almost 9 years now, and I think I have about 450 videos, 450 projects, 450 ideas that I had, and I gave myself a week to figure it out. I am actually very proud of this accomplishment. This is, oh, by the way, we passed 100 million views last week. That is wild to me, because at the end of the day, I'm just this nerd with a bunch of tools, giving myself a week at a time to figure out weird ideas that I have. So going back to the channel, I found that there are some like umbrella themes, some bigger topics that I always go back to. One of that topics is definitely bikes or vehicles in general. I did so many bike projects. Another topic is furniture, which I love and I absolutely want to do. That's why my shop is so woodworking heavy, because furniture is something that just gives me a lot of peace and quiet. Another topic is like hacks around keys and knives and everyday objects, EDC stuff. That's a big one too. Did I say barbecues yet? Barbecues. Big topic. And then I had a little bit of like tiny houses or small spaces, furniture that needs to fit in a certain space. That is a big topic too. And then one thing changed my entire channel, and that is when I bought the house. Once I bought the house, it went from, oh, this is a quick idea that I had this week and I want to see if I can get it done till Sunday, to this is going to be years. And we have this one monothematical thing, is that a word? Which is the house, and everything is moving towards that. All my energy is going to the house. Shortly before I bought the house, Felix came into my life. I went from filming myself, being alone in my shop, editing everything, to having this giant project that is very serious because it's so expensive, and we had actual real problems to figure out. Working in big teams, not only behind the camera, editors and Felix, but also in front of the camera. Holzschmiede, Clay Concepts, just like everybody coming together trying to rescue this house. And I think this changed my channel completely. It also changed my audience, because the house topic is super universal. A lot of people have this dream about, oh, what if I buy this cheap house and give it value again? Like, this is such a universal theme. And now that I'm in LA and I had a year to think about this blank page, I think I know now what to do. I need a new universe. I need a new universe of topics. And I think shortly before I bought the house, I kind of was there already. This is where this channel was going anyways. It was just intercepted by the house. And that is sculpture. When you take a look at the light switch or the soldering station, those are little sculptures, at least how I see sculptures. At least those are sculptures that I want to make. I want to make that, and I want to make it all the time. And I want to get good at it, and I want to understand my aesthetic, and I want to understand which concepts are interesting to me. And another thing that I learned from the house, other than it's really good to have an umbrella topic to tie all the projects together. That's the first thing I learned from the house. The second thing I learned from the house is it is different to just make a video about it or to have a video and then have it in reality. With the house, people followed me along, but I also had a lot of people come visit me at the house and see it in person. And I thought it was so interesting because people were instantly connected a little bit because they knew so much about the process, about the house, about all the challenges and the wins and the losses, that they had this crazy connection with my house that they had nothing to do with. I actually experienced that before when people would visit me in my shop for the first time. So they come in and be like, oh, I thought it was completely different, and oh, look, here's this thing you built with Adam Savage. Oh my God, this is pieces of, whatever. So people recognizing things that they only saw in videos in reality is something that I also notice in myself. It's just interesting. It makes me happy. So I want to make sculpture. I want to make videos about sculptures, but I also want to work on an exhibit. And I think this is a secret master plan in the back of my head for a long time. It took me a while to verbalize it and also to admit it, because I'm a little bit shy around these things. I want to be like, oh, I want to be an artist. I want to have an exhibition. It's not really that. I just want to show the things in real life, because they are different than in the videos. And also, I want to bring the community together. We're going back in time a little bit. We're going to pre-house, where I shot and edited my own videos, where it's just me in the shop. I think the videos will be a little bit more calmer because I have them on the tripod. Aesthetically, aesthetically, we're going a little bit back in time. And from the content, I want to move forward. It's about building, it's about making stuff, but I want to focus more on aesthetic and concepts, and why is this interesting to me, and why do I think this is beautiful. I want to learn more about that, and I want to make, at the end of a year, 10 to 20 sculptures that I then hopefully can exhibit somewhere, and hopefully I can meet a lot of you there and we can talk about it. That's essentially what I want to do. And the flip side of that is, maybe it's not working. Maybe my sculptures are not good enough. Maybe nobody wants to exhibit them. But I'm interested in that too, because we only ever see artists succeed, right? So the worst case, this is boring, nobody wants to show this. I think for me it's actually really interesting, because at least we document it. At least we show how hard it is to pull together an exhibition, how hard it is to make sculpture that are universally interesting, that people actually want to go see it. So this is what I want to focus on the next year. And I know it's weird. I know it's not as universal as the house. But I also know that a lot of you out there are just as nerdy as I am. You watched me talk about a tape measure for 15 minutes, and I am talking to you. I am talking to that audience. I'm not talking into people demanding more house, more this, more that. This is not what I want to do at all. There are so many channels out there who do amazing content about house renovation. Feel free. I want this channel to be nerd central. And I don't want to apologize for it, and I will not. I just want to make this clear. If you expect more of what we did the last 2.5 years, even though I loved it, I am moving on. I am leaving that phase. I'm going back to visit. We'll go back to the house. Of course Felix is gonna visit here. Of course Janine is still part of the team. She'll always will be. And of course I'm gonna finish the house. And there will be updates. But right now, we're moving on. We're in the next universe, and that is called sculpture and furniture. Sculpture and furniture with the goal to have an exhibition sometime next year, in a year, maybe. I am pumped. I am very excited that I finally found a way to verbalize it and I believe in sympathetic magic, like positive voodoo. I believe that I can manifest this and that it's gonna be really cool and interesting and that I'm gonna learn a lot. And if not, at least it's documented. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Next week is my first sculptural furniture mix, actually. I started working on it. It's not done yet, but I can tell you, I love it. Okay, so if you're still there, thank you for watching. This is what you can expect. I'll see you all next week. Bye. Setting this shop up while having a newborn baby at home means my approach right now is to do a little bit every day instead of 12-hour shifts and powering through. And that is exactly the same approach that Brilliant.org has. Brilliant is where you learn by doing with thousands of lessons in math, data analysis, AI, and programming. Each lesson is filled with hands-on problem solving that let you play with concepts. A method that is proven 6 times more effective than just lecture videos. Plus, all content on Brilliant is handcrafted by award-winning professionals and teachers from MIT, Microsoft, Google, and more. Microsoft, Google, and more. And again, same strategy that I have for my shop. A little bit every day goes a long way. Instead of powering through and studying for hours and hours and hours, it just takes a couple minutes a day, and it is fun. So let's take today's lesson. Okay, the first fun thing is to pick the lesson. We have scientific thinking, everyday math, logic. I mean, there are like 70 plus more topics, but those are my top 3. Let's do some logic stuff. I suck at logic. Okay. Bunch of triangles. What's happening? Oh, who's faster? Okay, actually, you know what? Instead of doing this week's lesson, I want to tell you why it is an absolute miracle that I can even operate this app, because I think there's truly something missing in my brain that allows me to understand math. And just to clarify how bad it is with me and numbers, memorizing numbers, or 3D imagination, calculating, anything. When I was in school, I had a math teacher who got so frustrated with me, and he understood that it's not me being lazy, it's just me being actually incapable of understanding what's going on. So he said, you don't have to write the tests. Just be here, don't be a clown, don't disturb the others, just be present and silent, and I will let you pass. But you don't have to write the tests, you don't have to do your homework, because I can tell you can't. This is how bad it is. And I've been using Brilliant for almost 2 years now, I think, and I'm still enjoying it. I think that is the best testimonial I could give. It is fun for me, even though I am so bad at math that my teacher would allow me to not write any tests for the last 2 years of my school career. If that got your interest and you want to test everything that Brilliant has to offer, you can scan this QR code, or you can go to brilliant.org/Laura Kampf, or you can click the link in the description. A message, not from Brilliant. And you will also get 20% off of Brilliant's annual subscription. Again, I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank Brilliant for supporting my work for all this time. And then I will see you next week with a new video. Also, full disclosure, shooting these ads is more fun with Felix. I miss you, Felix!